All right. Here's the good stuff, everybody. The last couple fights on the card. Make sure you get your asses out there. Subscribe to my boy Liam Picks Fights YouTube channel. He broke 2K. Congratulations on the benchmark. Give the man a follow on Twitter. One of the sharpest minds in the game. You're going to want to listen to what he has to say week in and week out, whether or not he's here on the Die Hard MMA podcast. Next up, Dustin Poirier taking on Michael Chandler. And I kind of hate both these guys right now, Liam. So in the last fight, Dustin Poirier, the Conor McGregor fight, I was like, I'm going to get sneaky. No fights. No two fights are alike, right? I'm going to take the over 1.5, Liam. I'm going to be sneaky here. I'm going to take the over 1.5. And it looked like it was going great. It was so perfect. The fight hit the ground. I'm like, Conor's going to defend. We're going to get to round 2. I just need 2 minutes and 30 seconds more. And then snap. It's like, son of a bitch. Like, that's the kind of run that I'm on right now. And then the Charles Oliveira fight, I think I did the same exact fucking thing, except that Charles destroyed my guy, and I had the 2.5 in that one. So, we get to the third round. I'm thinking we're good. Minute and 2 seconds in, just under that bar of 2.5, my guy. I keep betting overs with Dustin Poirier because of the wars he's been through, because of the Dan Hooker fight, because of the Max Holloway fight. Like, I keep believing that this man can get me over 1.5 and 2.5, and he's just been biting me in the ass on repeat the last couple times I've tried. Now, Michael Chandler, I just don't buy Michael Chandler. I mean, I know he is doing his best ducking USADA, and that doesn't leave a whole lot of time out there for anything else in his day-to-day. But I faded him with Justin Gaethje. I faded him with Tony Ferguson. So 1 for 1, right? 1 for 1 there on that one. Can't be too upset. But I also tried to fade him with Dan Hooker. So I'm negative going against this guy, Michael Chandler. He's just so damn explosive, man. Like, he knows how to hang in a fight. If he doesn't kill you in that first round, he's been to decision more than I think people realize. I know it's not been a lot, but he's got 5 decision wins and he's got 3 decision losses over the course of his career. So yeah, he finishes more than he decisions, but he can survive a 15-minute fight. And I kind of feel like this is another King of Violence belt, right? Like when Dustin Poirier took on Gaethje and they went to war in that fight, and it went way deeper than anybody expected, even with both guys hurt. When he fought Eddie Alvarez, it ended a little bit earlier, but I kind of feel like this could be that kind of a fight. Chandler he's got those nukes that kind of come out of nowhere. I think Dustin Poirier has got, never mind. I was going to say he's got less miles on him, but I don't know that that's true. The thing he gives up more often than not is the submission. Like, I know he got knocked out by Michael Johnson a while ago, but before that, it was Conor McGregor. Nobody really knocks Dustin Poirier out. If anybody was going to do it, it would be somebody who hits as hard and is as juiced as Michael Chandler is. But I think he can out-finesse him. I think Dustin Poirier can move. He can use the footwork. His boxing is cleaner. I think he can survive, drag this fight a little bit deeper, and then be the one that pulls away with the win. So I think I'm on the Dustin Poirier side, but frankly, I have not had a good read on either of these fighters recently. So I don't have the confidence that I would like to have in that pick here in this spot. Dustin Poirier is a -210 favorite. Michael Chandler is a +180 underdog. Talk to me, Liam. How do you feel about this one?
Yeah, ironically, Clint, my only really strong reads on some of these recent Dustin Poirier fights have been towards the under, right? I got the last 2 Conor McGregor fights wrong because I'm biased as shit. I'm Irish as all get out. Conor McGregor fan. Also, just feel like, there's real analytical reasons why he could have went with Conor McGregor in those matchups. But frankly, the time away, the drug use, all these kind of things, it just wasn't to be, right? Now, in this case, Dustin Poirier, a lot of miles on him. I talked about Dan Hooker having some miles. Dustin Poirier is the one who came out the other end of that fight with the win, but he also came out with a lot of damage, man. He's been in a lot of fights where he took a lot of shots, a lot of big shots, but Michael Chandler's done the same thing. And, when you look at both these guys, you're not going to say that either one of them was the best fighter of their generation, right? But what you will say is that they're very good action fighters. And I feel like in some ways they're like the 2 defining action fighters of their company. Like Bellator MMA is a thing that has existed for this long, despite some bad events at times, despite some, lackluster fights at times, because of guys like Michael Chandler, who put the organization on the map, who had these incredible fights, and he came in with a lot of fanfare as a result. The UFC put him in a lot of prime positions, a lot of great opportunities. But notice that he hasn't gotten the better of a lot of those opportunities, and they don't want him to, because he's the Bellator guy. And Dustin Poirier, for better or for worse, in my opinion, is the UFC's guy. They like him. They've liked him for a long time. They put him in a lot of premium positions. And now when he's on hard times, they're going to give him a position where he can get back on track, where he can get a big win and set himself up. I wouldn't be surprised if Dustin Poirier's got 2, 3, 4 fights left. He's probably winding down his career quickly. And the path for Chandler is that he starts fast and he'll come after you and he can blast you, and guys that haven't been taken out of there early, like Dan Hooker, got taken out of there early and hasn't looked the same since as well. So there are examples in the record where Michael Chandler can come and chin you early. I had him round 1 against Charles Oliveira plus 750 to win by knockout. And I had him as an underdog in that fight because I thought the power, the fact that he could explode out of back takes, I liked a lot of the elements that he brought there. And eventually it wasn't meant to be. His cardio isn't built to last. He is a short-term tank kind of guy. But he's also a very skilled fighter. For those first 5 minutes, he brings a lot of intensity. I just think that the better, sharper counter fighter is Dustin Poirier. I think he's going to see the shots coming. I think he's going to land the cleaner shots in the boxing. And I don't think he's going to do the Justin Gaethje and let him dance around with him and stay in the fight. I think he's going to probably finish him brutally. But either way, I think it's going to be a war while it lasts. I think they're going to throw down. I just can't trust the durability of Dustin Poirier at this stage against a big hitter like this at this huge chalk price. Right now, that's my inclination. So if anything, I would mostly lean towards the under 2.5 rounds here, the fight not to go the distance. I think they're going to swing to a finish.
Liam, you're probably right. You're probably right, man. I'm kind of automatically biased in thinking that I've got some value on the overs in these spots, kind of the way you've been looking at Conor McGregor there. I feel like there have been some reasons, but the older these guys get, the more damage they absorb and take. That's probably not a winning formula for me to keep loading up on the overs when they just keep on going under. So perhaps you're right, my friend. Knockout props all around. If you like your guy, take your pick. Maybe juice that lineup for you a little extra bit there. I'm going to side with Poirier. I'm going to side with Dustin. But again, I'm not laying that minus 200 price tag. So that'll be the pick. That'll be the official move. But we'll see what happens as far as any betting concern. Might just watch this one. Might be a good fireball and popcorn fight. Might be a good one to just sit back and enjoy a little snack and watch some guys bang until somebody loses brain cells.